I'm Todd Reagan, and I'm the historian of the home, and I also manage all the events and special activities at the house as well. It's truly a stunning and very private property here in the Hollywood Hills. Most folks probably don't even know that Walt Disney had a mansion up here, but this is the home he lived in longer than any other residence he ever lived in. Walt was born in 1901. There were a lot of family members, 7 of them all living together in a little 2-bedroom house in Chicago. So that was where Walt started. He had a roller coaster life of ups and downs. He lost his first animation studio in Kansas City. It was called Laugh-O-Gram. And then he came out here to California without a nickel, and went to his uncle Robert's house just down the street from here in Los Feliz on Kingswell Street. And Uncle Bob sort of gave him his start. He and his brother Roy started the Disney company at Uncle Bob's house. Walt later was able to buy his first home, and that is where Mickey Mouse was born. Crowhurst was the architect that he was using on the studios just below us on Hyperion. And he built a tower on that studio property to sort of make it look a little more interesting. And that was the style Walt wanted for this house. So Walt really loved this style, and I'm sure it helped inspire him, because most of the stories he was doing were very much inspired by old world fables. Walt was a man who liked to entertain, and he liked to dazzle people. So the room that we're in right now has a soaring ceiling. It also has a balcony behind me that Walt could have stood at above his guests to address the room. It's a huge grand entryway. It's in a classic storybook style. Now when you look at it, you think, oh, that's a classic old English style home. Well, it's really no specific style. It's a collection of sort of whimsical European styles, and it's truly remarkable. Throughout the home, you'll see stained glass windows, leaded glass, peaked gabled roofs, very interesting architectural details throughout the home.
Today, the house is owned by famous Russian director Timur Bekmambetov, and he's also done some beautiful films here in the U.S. as well. But it's his love of animation that first brought him here to this house, and he just knew that he had to have it.
This house has been through a lot of changes over the years, and Timur spent the money to bring it back to its golden age. And he uses it for exactly the same sort of reasons that Walt Disney did. And in the screening room, they were able to screen the dailies, the same exact reason that Walt Disney had the screening room built here in this house, so he could screen the dailies from his new live-action films. Walt specifically built this house so that he could raise a family and be close with his family. Now, just below us, we're at the top of a hill here, and he could see his animation studio. It was just at the bottom of this hill, less than 5 minutes away on Hyperion Avenue. So Walt was able to spend a lot of time here with the family, do a lot of the work for the studio here in this house, and still get his girls to school every day. So he had father-daughter time with his little girls every day. And it was really that closeness with them that allowed him to be more in touch with the types of movies that the Disney company was making. Because it was while they were here in this home that Walt saw Diane reading the Winnie the Pooh books and Mary Poppins, that he came up with the idea of getting the rights to those properties so he could make those films. Disneyland represents his creativity and the creativity of a lot of other people in the company. It represents what he wanted to do for the world so they could have a place to spend time with their families. But this home is where he spent time with his family.